Did.
Oh, got it. Good. Okay.
Hey, good afternoon and
Now we're
welcome,
live.
cleaners and cleanettes. This is the Rise and Shine Solar Panel Cleaning Podcast, where we give you the tips and tricks for safety and success. This is episode 7, the top 3 add-on services for solar panel cleaning. Here we go, guys.
Hardcore stuff there. This is going to be super exciting. I'm thrilled to be talking about this one. Tim, how are you doing over there?
Doing great. I just shot like a 110 on an 18 hole, so I did really bad, but I'm headed back to the studio. I should be there in about 2 minutes.
Nice. Guys, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm not even going to lie.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Well, listen, it's been a week since we've been here. We're back again. Last week we had Sean Gavin on the podcast, which was a lot of fun. We love talking to him. Great questions. This week we're talking about something that's a little bit different and something that I like, because I feel like with solar panel cleaning, the one thing that maybe not the one thing, but one of the things that's asked the most is how can you stay in business year round, or how do you expand on your business, or how do you make more money in solar panel cleaning other than adding prices, so adding an amount to your pricing. Well, that is simply with upsells and cross sells. And today we're talking about top three add-ons. So we're going to hit top 3 add-ons. Josh, what exactly are the specific? What are what are the 3 add-ons that we're going to be talking about? Okay, Kat, get out of the way.
The 3 add-ons we are going to be talking about today are gutter cleaning, window cleaning, and bird abatement. In my opinion, the best 3 add-on services for solar panel cleaning and the most lucrative.
Definitely. The window cleaning thing is, and I can't wait to talk about this because then I want to go into detail. Now, I put a lot of time into the window cleaning. I did the traditional first, did 2 years of traditional before I even started using a water fed pole for window cleaning.
I went a little bit backwards on you there, Chris. I started because I had purchased the equipment to start cleaning solar panels. So I already had the water fed pole and stuff for the windows, and I started cleaning with the water fed pole, and it was cool. It was fun. But after kind of diving into the window cleaning industry a little bit more, I was like, I think windows are supposed to be done traditional. So we started purchasing some equipment, started bucking down on those windows the right way with a sponge and a mop and a squeegee. And, sure enough, we love traditional. That's the way to go for windows, in my opinion. Well, I guess we should probably dig into here some of the good stuff. I mean, we got gutter cleaning on as the first add-on service for solar panel cleaning, which is a great add-on. It's an easy service to do. You're already up on the roof cleaning the solar panels, so you're right next to the gutters. If the gutters are inaccessible because maybe the roof's a little too steep, jump down on the ground and jump on a ladder. It's super cheap tools to purchase for the service itself, and it's great extra money.
Wow, man, the cat just tried to. Damn it. Okay, so I was going to tell this before we get started. I got to tell you this because I'm literally in a battle right now, and I feel like we're waiting for more people to join in. But I've got this small cat. We've got a cat. We're dog lovers. I'm a dog lover. I don't know anything about cats, but my wife does. We got this cat. It's attacking me. It just tried to climb up my leg right now, and oh man, that hurt. I don't know why. Well, I heard cats, it'll take care of itself. You don't have to worry about it. The cat will take care of himself. They're all independent. Dude, the thing stinks. It stinks more than a dog. It poops in ways that I can't even really fully express. And the food, I mean, it's just terrible. But the thing won't leave me alone. Like it's
watch next week's episode, Chris. You're gonna have that cat in your lap. It's gonna be your best friend. That thing's gonna be on your shoulder.
It's been weeks. I think it's cute. It's cute as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but it's all over the place. It's in. If you bite into those electric cords, you're going to be very unhappy. Very unhappy. Yeah. Well, so anyways, we're doing a lot of residential appointments right now, and it's funny because the thing that I guess that the main place to start from is the visual inspection. How does somebody go ahead and know to do an upsell or a cross sell? Because you don't just get up, you don't just call a customer, or a customer calls you and you book the solar panel cleaning. You're like, oh, by the way, what about some window cleaning, some gutter cleaning, What about something like this, the bird abatement? Now, it varies, and maybe you might lead into it, but it's really when you get up on that roof and you do that visual inspection.
Also, not even just when you get up on the roof. Oftentimes, you can see some of those services from the ground right when you pull up. See the whole front of the house, very dirty.
Get it in your mind.
All the windows. So you can kind of already get an idea when you pull up in the driveway, you're pulling up out front, what can I add on here? What can I offer to the customer that they might actually want right now that would add some extra money to my pocket in my day?
Right. Now, there's 3 different sectors too. We got 3 different people here, 3 different sectors. So we're talking about each one of these are different because residential is an easy one. That's where we're starting from, because if you're doing that visual inspection, you'll probably see some gutters and you'll probably see the windows and you'll probably see the bird abatement right there. But then you start stepping up into the commercial and large scale utility. That's a whole different mess of stuff. That's a whole different situation. I have yet to do any type of, oh, wait, hold on here. Taking advice from Chris and Timo, who haven't built an actual successful solar cleaning company, especially Chris, 10 years and still renting with no actual fleet trucks.
Shots are fired. Yikes. Local 39 is unhappy, I guess.
No. Good. I want to put this up real quick here. Guys, listen. First off, let me because this is actually, these types of things are said about a lot of different people from a lot of different ways, no matter who it is. And, first off, let me tell you this. You can't take it too serious what other people say. A lot of these different things are antagonistic and dismissive. And the other thing too is who do
this comment right here?
Well, I mean, who needs to prove any of us to any of anything? When it comes down to it, you can take any type of advice you want from anybody if you want. It's funny enough because we just spoke about licenses and certifications and what is actually needed to be a solar panel cleaner. Now, you can go ahead and take any advice you want. And if it works for you, good. I want you to take it. If it doesn't, hey, I think I said it before, boats float. Go float a boat, go sit in it, roll in it, have a good time, and do what you got to do. But if this makes you feel like as anything, I don't know, bro, I don't know what to tell you, okay?
Not constructive, not necessarily the whole point of the show. I can understand, I guess, kind of where you're coming from. But I think if you were to look at the books and look at the numbers, you might be surprised. Maybe Timo
Josh, do you low-key agree?
I low-key agree in the fact that you can take advice from whoever you want, and if you don't want to take it from Chris or Tim or me, then you don't have to. But what I was saying is, if you look at the numbers, you look at the closed revenue from all 3 of us, I think you'd be surprised. I don't know, quite what Tim's done with solar panel cleaning. I know he loves the service itself. I know it makes him a lot of extra money, but Tim has created more than one extremely successful businesses. Not only that, he's created multiple YouTube pages for those successful businesses that have over 100,000 subscribers. So if you're looking to take some advice, it'd probably be from somebody who has a YouTube channel that has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, probably be from solar cleaners who have closed millions of dollars in revenue. So, take it or leave it. It's up to you, Local 39. Don't be a dick.
I'll also say this. He's probably a good guy and probably just is misinformed and just has, is just misinterpreting things. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of different things you can take advice from, you can get training from. The point here is with solar panel cleaning is we're in our infancy with solar panel cleaning. There is not a whole lot of standards that we have right now. If you look at different types of industries like an electrician, you need to have an actual permit and things to be an electrician. Now, Tim is more construction and does painting. Tim can't just go out and he doesn't just clean solar panels. He does a lot, and you're far off because no one just has 140,000 subscribers because they're just don't know what they're doing. So you might
let's reel this back in. We got to get back to episode 7. I'm tired of talking Local 39. We are here for the top 3 add-on services.
I could have dropped a little bit more, but
okay, guys.
Okay.
These top 3 services are gutter cleaning and bird abatement. You can quickly see if they need it or not. Cheap tools to buy, easy service to add, lots of easy money. my company charges, at a minimum $2 a foot, $2 a linear foot to clean to clean gutters. So if that's the case, we got 100 gutters to clean. That's an easy added $200 to the day. All my crews, all my employees that are in the field that are on their appointments throughout the day are to sell any and all extra services on the appointment that they can. And often it brings in, 20 to 30% more revenue than we had booked.
Awesome. Those are good numbers. Great numbers. My computer just crashed, dude. I don't know what happened here.
Well, I'll tell you this much. There is a lot of different talk about what people do. Listen, when it comes to these different types of add-ons and cross sales, there's a lot of people that do just specific things that only do bird proofing and that only do solar panel cleaning. Again, here's the thing: is it comes down to a lot of possibilities of being able to work a little bit longer. We're talking about, it doesn't matter who you are and what your company is and what part of the sector is or how many your skill level is or how many years you've been in the game. Adding different things like this is going to ensure that you can go ahead and work longer. And maybe not everybody has figured that out. Certainly when I was in the beginning, I might not have known everything. And you know what? It's interesting when we talk about let me reel this in.
Okay, so our next one on the list is window cleaning. Chris must be having some trouble with the kiddos right now. Window cleaning is a great service to add on if you're doing solar panel cleaning. It's a lot of the same tools. If you have any water-fed equipment, water-fed filters, water-fed brushes, so on and so forth, you've got the majority of the tools that you need to do window cleaning. Now, I have a bit of a gripe with window cleaning. I think window cleaning is hard work. One of the services that I least enjoy doing the most. I also believe it's a service that's a lot less profitable because of how hard the work is. The jobs can tend to be a lot longer. Sometimes you run into issues on the job that just make things drag out a lot longer than you expected. Things like, dealing with screens. Maybe you break a screen. Maybe you got to get a screen fixed. Maybe the screens are just completely shot and they're stained. So even though you clean them and you let them dry, they look awful. And also another one that I hate about window cleaning is degrading vinyl. The vinyl trim on the outside of the window that has been degrading in the sun for years, just the big white milky film all over the window. And if you're not cleaning and rinsing properly, those windows are going to look trash. So it is a fun service. It is a good way to add some extra money. But I think it's a couple things to think about when you're adding it on as a service, because if you don't do it right, you're not trained enough, you could end up losing a lot of money.
True story. Very true.
Real story. MTV, real world.
I haven't done a lot of window cleaning. If I do the window cleaning, I kind of take the Josh Lester approach. I don't know if you guys know who Josh Lester is, but he's an assassin. He's like a door knocking assassin, and all he does is clean windows. He basically goes, knocks on a door, and this is kind of to tuck the local 39. I have built two pretty decent sized businesses. Not that I need to defend myself, but I think my expertise more is marketing and the sales side of it. That's the stuff that gets me really excited, is the sales side of it. But the Windows thing for me was I saw this dude, Josh Lester, on YouTube knocking on doors saying, hey, like Windows cleaning. He would just do the exterior windows, which when I was doing windows, if I get asked by like a long-term customer, I just make sure that I set expectations and I let them know, hey, I'll do the windows, but I'm only going to do the outside of the windows, and I just use the same tools that we use for the windows, essentially water-fed pull from the ground for a lot of it. I don't even bust out the window mop or soap or none of that, just scrub them down and just let them know and scrub them down. And usually they're happy. And you could get them for $249, $200 for a whole house, and it take you about 30 minutes to an hour max to get it done. And normally what I'll do is I'll have a guy stay behind the windows while I'm knocking on the next 5 or houses down in each direction and across the street in each direction. And the close rate is pretty good, especially.
Well, just so everybody knows, we will be getting to the comments here at our 30-minute mark. Kind of like Tim was just saying a second ago, he has expectations with his customers. He only cleans the outside of the windows. He does his water-fed equipment. I've found some issues with some of this stuff. So that's why I rarely do exterior window cleaning only. And the reason for that is because customers always have something to say. Oh, there's a mark right here. There's a mark right there. No, that's inside.
I don't know where I lost you guys. Sorry, I guess I got a bad connection. I'm trying to get I think I blew a breaker, so I had to shift gears. But basically, once you get social proofing, it's a lot easier to get the neighborhood to sign on.
There we go. Listen, let me say something here, if I could, really quick. If I could, before I see somebody trying to sideline and side rail this whole thing. It is easy to take shots hidden behind it.
Oh, let them.
Yeah, and let me tell you,
we'll address it at the 30-minute mark. Don't do it, Chris. We'll address it later. Okay. We'll address it later. Don't let him distract you, bro.
Yeah, let me just say this. I'm not distracted, but hold on. Let me just say this, if I can. Let me just say this, okay? When it comes time, when I can, and let me know when I can. But I'm requesting from the jury or whoever the judge that I have a full 60 seconds to go to this guy. Yeah, he's gone. But still, because here's the thing: you could say whatever you want, and there should be a response. And I believe in freedom.
I think you guys should unban him. We should touch bases, man. You guys are doing the most right now. Well, unban Local 39. Let him comment. Let's get to it later. You guys are doing too much. I was in the middle of something earlier, Chris. You're cutting me off, brother. I was talking about window cleaning, and Tim sets expectations with his customers. He only does the outside. He uses his water-fed equipment. I've had issues with that in the past. Customers always bringing you around to every window like, this is wrong, this is dirty, this is dirty. Like, no, it's the inside of your house. The inside of your windows are terrible. So we actually generally only do interior and exterior cleanings with screens and tracks included. And I've also found issues with that water-fed equipment, like I was talking about earlier, on the degrading vinyl, leaving milky substances all over the window. So we generally try to do a traditional as much as possible. We have some high-rise windows or something that we can't reach with the ladder. We will definitely break up the water-fed equipment. I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris, but I was still trying to get my point out after Tim's technical difficulties. I got cut off a couple times. So take the floor.
Okay, no problem. It's really simple. If there's a question about anybody having a fleet, an amount of different times, and I'm going to pull this all together with what we're talking about right now. See, here's the thing: is with the amount of guys that I have in my company, okay, because it's myself. It is Mike, who is my business partner now. He's been working with me for 5 years, and after 5 years, I made him, because I got other companies and other things I do. I made him 40% owner of it. So for us, and we have two other guys that work with us. For us, we do enough work. We don't do any kind of advertising, which we've talked about on this show. I don't put a whole lot of money into marketing because I have my base, my customer base. And so every month, I know the amount of work I'm going to have. There was a question about me taking months off. I did. I didn't really take months off, but I've taken a lot of time. If you don't know, I've actually been kind of home for about 2 years now. I'm almost at the end of 2 years. And I work maybe about 8 to 10 days out of the month. The guys are out there, and I go out with Mike every now and then, and I enjoy that because that's fun. The whole thing about it is that's very important to realize is that no matter how big your company is, this is still what we do. We're all just blue-collar businessmen. We're nobody special. We're nobody big. But I'm telling you this, and this is what we do. Okay, and this works for us. Give it a shot. I don't care if you do or you don't. We go out and we have our guys do solar.
Yeah, I think another point to say.
Hold on. Come on, man. Come on, let me finish, please. We go out and we do our residential cleaning and we talk to our customers.
I thought you were done.
What's that?
I was just saying the connection is bad, brother. I thought you were done. I wasn't interrupting you.
No. Okay, so we go out to do our residential solar panel cleaning. We do a visual inspection. And when we do that, no matter what the size of the house, we go ahead and we check the gutters, we check the windows, and we check for any kind of birds or anything like that. Now, this is a natural thing. And every single time after we're done with an appointment, we send an email that goes over these different things. I have a visual inspection, so I have a breakdown of it. Sending that to the customer gives me the opportunity to have other different services, things that help me through the year. Now, I think that one thing I'm trying to point to here and I'm trying to get to is that I don't push all these services the same time throughout the year. Sometimes I push other things more than other different services. Towards the end of the year, I push more gutter cleaning. So you got to know not only just like the services and how to do them, but what's good for your company, but when to offer them to your customers.
Absolutely.
That's what I was getting to.
When to offer the services is a big hit as well. So another point to make, I feel like comments earlier about the truck rentals and whatnot. I think he'd be surprised to know that some of the major multi-million-dollar companies lease all their trucks.
We got trucks. We got trucks. And so we got trucks. And what do you mean rent them? Like everybody pays like their loan payment monthly?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure what that was there, but I am thankful. We actually don't lease anything. We will rent when we need. Sometimes we got an extra site and we gotta put a scissor lift on it, so we'll have to rent a scissor lift. Sometimes I gotta send a crew down halfway down California, like we just went to Montebello, so I'll have to rent an extra truck because I got residential appointments here that need to be ran with the crews and the regular trucks that we have. So renting is a huge advantage to businesses, and something to think about if you're looking to grow. It can help.
Hey Josh.
What's up?
Let me ask you a question. Because here's the thing that I think that should be pondered or should be asked. Now, because there's a lot of different businesses. What works for one business doesn't work for another. Just like we say, what works for one cleaner doesn't work for another cleaner. All of us charge different. Like for me, charge differently, but also offer different services differently. For example, here in California, we have a lot of algae that's growing on the rooftops currently right now. I don't know if it's just coincidental to the wildfires that we're having here in LA, but a lot of homeowners are losing their home insurance because of mold and algae on top of their rooftop. I recently had a customer call me who's been a customer for years. Their insurance dropped them because they have algae that the insurer was able to see from the Google Maps. So there's a lot of these add-ons and things that your customers will contact you and put you onto. It seems to me like these are the types of things that help solar panel cleaners that are at least on the residential level to make it through the year. Would that be something that you would agree with?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Not everybody's getting their solar panels cleaned in the winter. Right. So we do have a number of customers that we have on like a service contract where they do get cleaned in the winter. And that's because it is necessary. When there's less sun hours, wouldn't you want your panels to be producing as much as possible? But yeah, those gutter cleanings, those window cleanings, those soft washes, roof washes, pressure washings are things to carry us through the winter. And you got to know when to start implementing that advertising and start selling that stuff to your customers so that you can get the add-ons that you need and make it through the slower season.
Very much. Tim, what do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, like I said, solar is actually more of an add-on for me, but it's become like a big part of my business. So I have the two businesses. It's separate from my painting business, but yeah, I mean, I'll do anything, dude. I even have some landscaping accounts, to be honest with you. Like, I like landscaping accounts because it turns into fence jobs. It turned into a stucco job. They want me to paint the exterior of the house. So this particular house, like $10,000 exterior, big 2-story. Did like roof tiles. They put solar panels on. Now they're on an account to get cleaned. So, yeah. So, I mean, for me, my whole life is like an add-on service. Everything's an add-on for me. I love it, dude. I just like to stay busy for me, personally.
If I could add on painting and fence building and all that shit, I would. But I'll tell you what, that is not my expertise, and I won't even touch that stuff because I know that's a whole world of hurt if you don't know what you're doing. And I'm not looking to learn those lessons and spend that tuition for those lessons. So I'll stick with what I got. But I kudos to you, bro, because that
I'm
takes
still paying tuition. Still paying tuition. You win some, you lose some. You know? Hey, I'll try to unban, dude, but I can't figure out how to do it, so I don't know.
Oh, it's all good.
It's all good. Should have put them in a timeout.
For the third add-on service that we have for bird abatement, Chris, this is a big one for me because this is something that we do year-round. This is not summer, spring, winter, it's every single season, especially for customers that have hazardous material underneath the system. Birds that have been nesting underneath the system for some time, for a few years, maybe even just a year. There's a load of feces, a load of nests underneath the system, and you've got to get that stuff out. Otherwise, it starts to cause leaks on the inside of the home that causes tens of thousands of dollars of damage. So bird abatement and hazardous material cleanup, bird spikes and stuff like that are some of our big services that we do year round, and those actually also help carry us through the winter, because it doesn't matter if it's the winter. It doesn't matter if it's the winter. You got to get the birds off your house.
Yeah, no, that's actually 100% true. Is that with the bird proofing, which is a big thing, it hasn't always been a big thing. The bird proofing, popped up really not too many years ago, but people are taking advantage of it like crazy. It's a big add-on. If you look at people like Deshaun Phillips, he's amazing with the bird proofing, and even Steve Williams, who has in his own company, has a portion of it, is dedicated to bird abatement. So that's leading to the commercial, which there is different types of bird abatement. So we think about a solar panel cleaning as cleaner. We think about the mesh and the clips, which, I want to talk about the clips. I want to talk about that because they're a pain in the ass. Who else, by the end of the time they do a bird proofing, that they're at the end of their fingertips hurt? That is annoying. I'm curious. Josh, how do you cut your mesh? Not that I'm stupid or anything like that, but I'm just curious, between the three of us, how do you cut your mesh?
I'll tell you one thing. I hate the way these guys are selling the S-tile curved mesh, and they cut it in the wavy style on the bottom of the abatement. I despise it. I hate it with everything inside me. I say that because I have changed over 40 systems with that bird abatement that birds have gotten underneath. Yes, I have. And it's a mess. It's a mess, because then you just have to, I charge the customer to rip all that stuff off. Then I charge to clean. Then I charge to reapply the abatement, bird spikes, cleaning of the roof, brush washing of the roof, the cleaning of the panels. So it ends up being a huge service. But I think if you are thinking about getting into to bird abatement, something to mention is that training is super necessary. It's also really hard work, and there's a lot of safety hazards that come inherently with doing bird abatement, trying to get rid of birds.
You know what? That's funny, because I was going to ask you, your first time that you did the bird abatement or bird proofing, have you improved since then? And what is the standards that you have now in comparison to when you first started?
Oh gosh,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. When we first started, I was using galvanized stuff, that shiny metal. And over time that stuff does end up rusting. It starts to break down, and it starts to rust. So we started not soon after, probably about 3 or 4 jobs after our first few jobs. We started implementing the abatement that's dipped in the PVC rubber. Helps protect against the weathering and whatnot. It just makes the job look overall a lot cleaner. I feel like aesthetically it finishes the solar system. So of course we've grown. Of course we've gotten a lot better. And those original 3 or 4 customers that got done with that old wire, they actually got removed and replaced for free, because it wasn't holding up the way it should have been. And we have a warranty on the work that we provide. I think that's also another super important point to make. If you're going to be doing this type of work on someone's home or someone's solar, you should be providing a warranty on it. You shouldn't just leave them high and dry if they're having issues, because that means that you did something wrong. And if you did something wrong, you shouldn't have a problem going back to fix it.
Tim?
I agree, dude. I mean, he nailed it. Did I what?
Do you do bird proofing?
No, absolutely not. All the reasons that Josh said, I feel like I'm not certified enough. I don't really know enough about the health hazards completely. All the PPE, like, it's something that I'm like not interested in doing it for me. Like, like I'd rather go and lay a concrete slab or something than do. But that's just for me. But I think it is a great way to make some extra money, especially with the price tags that it has. And it is a huge value proposition for the customer to remove all that because of the health hazards and stuff. But for me, I do shy away from the bird abatement just because I think it's there is a learning curve there. And in the past, I haven't really had the resources to tackle it. But again, with the the bird proofing convention that's coming up soon, I might change my mind on that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If I could throw in a little something. See, here's the thing is that when I started out, things were a little bit different. There were no licenses or certifications, or there are even questions if you need licenses or certifications. So the thing about today in comparison to when I started many, many years ago is that there's the ability to go ahead and share information and to learn from each other. And it's not just about sharing or talking or being up in front of a screen so that you're the coolest guy or this or that. It really has nothing about that. If we think about overall and about solar panel cleaning, the standards that are being set out there, because we really don't have any standards. I was saying earlier about electricians and how you need a permit. Like, we don't really have any set standards by any kind of way. So really cleaners can do whatever they want. And when it comes to the meshing, it's even more wild. So there's a lot of different methods out there. And that's why, Josh, you were talking about how you have to go up and you have to change a lot of installs because they're crappy.
There's no like industry standard, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was only our first 3 or 4 installs because we used old wire. And after those first 3 or 4 installs, we dialed it down.
You learn.
So, but that's also something, that was a big cost. It was a big cost to replace that stuff for those customers. I mean, we probably lost out on over $4,000 or $5,000 worth of revenue that we could have gained from redoing those. But it was important to keep our customers happy and make sure that their system and their home was protected the way that we told them it would be. And there's a lot of risks, like Tim was saying, that comes with the bird abatement. You could cut your fingers off. We're using heavy tin snips to cut the metal. You could get Legionnaire's disease from the pigeon feces if you're, pressure washing it, you particulate it, you don't have a face mask on covering your nose and mouth properly. And Legionnaire's disease is a deadly disease. It sneaks up on you quick. The symptoms seem normal, like a normal sickness, and then you drop dead like that. So it can be very scary work. But if you know what you're doing and you know the information, you'll definitely be fine and you'll definitely make a lot of money. I wanted to touch on that point you said earlier, Chris. You were talking about your fingers, how bad your fingers hurt from the clips. If you're using some gloves, some good gloves, my brother, you should be okay.
What's the best kind of gloves? What do you recommend, Josh?
I'm an old man.
Man, I love me some MaxiFlex.
Love
me some MaxiFlex. Expensive packs of gloves. 12 pack of gloves off Amazon probably run you $70, but it's worth it. Cut resistant. I've almost docked a finger with the glove on, and it snipped the glove finger straight off. It just came straight off my hand, but my finger was still there. That's what was important.
Holy smokes!
I'll tell you, I do use gloves, but one of the thing about it is in the first few times I did not fully use gloves. I had gloves, but I would take them on and off. But as many times as you have cut mesh and the ends of it have caught my fingers, that's been just painful, and so that's a very good reason for me to wear gloves. But I'll tell you what, last time I did a bird proofing, we were clipping the mesh, and I actually take big clipping shears is what I use, and I'll go and just go pop, 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 and so I cut through because just easier for me. But I was cutting it, and Mike was holding it behind me, and it snapped back and scraped my glasses. These are brand new glasses. A good point to put up here is why we're talking about safety and dangers, because we want to mitigate the problems. When it comes to that bird poop underneath there, like Josh was saying, you want to use water and you don't want to blow it out, otherwise you're going to frickin' die. But the same thing with being up there and doing bird proofing, I really always suggest to wear eye coverage. You got to wear some glasses of some sort, because that stuff pops you back. Had I not had glasses, it would have gone right into the eye, and no more sexy, beautiful Chris. I wouldn't be bringing it back anymore. It would be over. So that's just
Chris.
Would have went from Chris the cleaner to One-Eyed Willie.
Right.
Chris.
What's up, Tim?
Do you have to put safety glasses over your glasses, your prescription glasses? Or do you have like prescription safety glasses? Like shop glasses, that have the closed in sides?
Well, no, I should have the closed in sides. I really should, but I have literally just a couple pairs that are the exact same glasses, and that's all the hell that I do. But I probably should get those badass boys. Those things look tough. The ones
Yeah,
that are
dude,
all on the side. I'm an old man. I ain't got a problem with it. It don't hurt my feelings. I don't care what people think. I was thinking about sporting them. I did get some sunglasses this time in the prescription, but they're super big. I mean, they're kind of big. I'm not going to put them on right now so everybody can poke fun at me. But I do feel like I'm a blind person when I wear them. But it's cool. It's all good. I'm happy.
Thankfully, my vision is not so bad. I'm pretty like I'm just like near. I think I'm nearsighted. Oh, maybe I'm farsighted. I can't see stuff up close very well, like letters and numbers. Like I can't read signs very well. So I just got to throw the glasses on to read a book or the stuff in front of me. So thankfully, when I'm out in the field, I can take these guys off, throw some just clear safety goggles on, clear safety glasses, and just get to bucking. Also, Chris, your fingers stop hurting if you're just doing abatement constantly. If you're doing it constantly every single day, I remember had a point with my company where we had 4 or 5 installation companies that we were working with, and they were selling the bird abatement with their systems on brand new systems, and we were getting 2 to 3 installs from each company, every week. So we'd have 12 bird abatement installations to do, and these were nice. Call them a slap and go because there's no poop on the roof. It's a brand new system. And all you got to do is get up there, cut your stuff out, get it connected, and you're gone.
I don't envy you at all anymore. I'm glad that I don't have to go out as much as I used to. I've spent plenty of time out there, enough for me to be fine with myself. I like that I only have to go out there so many times. But in my, I don't even want to call it my old age, whatever, maybe my hands have gotten softer. I don't really know. But I'll tell you what, after, sometimes we do some big jobs and sometimes we don't. But either way, yeah, sometimes I don't like, clipping that shit. It gets annoying. And just as much as sometimes.
Well, thankfully, I'm in a position now I don't have to go do the installs.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm in a position now I don't have to go do the installs. So I'm money there with you. I probably got some soft hands to go try and do it myself. My fingers probably wouldn't be doing the best. But I think it's time we probably jump into some of these comments here. We got Austin Grubbs here was saying, solar, gutters, soft wash, windows, they all go hand in hand. Love it all. I think soft washing is one of the best add-on services. We'll actually get into this in another episode, talk a little bit about equipment, cheap startups for soft wash systems and stuff like that. So if you guys stay tuned here, you guys will be able to hear some of that stuff as well.
Yeah, any kind of cleaning, right? I mean, you got most of the tools are all interchangeable.
Yep, 100%. I do see Boy Wonder. He's usually one of our hitters on here. He jumped in. He's telling us we got a great show. Question: do you guys offer healthcare to your employees? Currently, our team member list is under 50 full-time employees. And in the state of California, that's the only time you're legally required to offer healthcare to your employees is when you have 50 full-time employees. Healthcare is not something that we currently offer, but we do guide our guys through something called Covered California. It's a wonderful healthcare service by California. They pay for most of your medical, depending on your income. So that's kind of what we do. He had a part 2 to that question where he was asking, what are you guys offering to potential workers that other companies aren't? I know something that we offer to our employees have been with us for 2 years. We offer a 401k, a matched 401k plan, where they can put a percentage of each check into a 401k retirement plan for themselves, start saving for their future when they're ready to retire, and we match what they put in to the 401k. So that's one thing that my company offers to my long-standing employees that I don't see a lot of other companies doing. I don't know, too many that do, but that's something that we offer.
If I could, because I think these are great questions right here. Speaking along of why don't you have a fleet? Why don't you have my butthole hurts.
Dang, dude, that guy got under your skin, huh?
Well, because here's the thing. People say things and they like to talk, but the stupidity of it behind it. And this is a great question because check it out. We have 4 people that now work with it. Well, there's me and Mike and 2 other guys. We make enough money for the 4 of us and we stay busy and we're good. So to the answer to that of, do you need to have a whole fleet? Do you need to have a whole bunch of equipment? You need to have robots? You don't really need to do that. So what do I offer my employees or my people? I'm going to say my people, my family, that other people don't. Well, they work year round and they're good and their families are taken care of and they live good lives. And I think that's more important than how I look or a fleet or what's cooler than the next thing for somebody online. You got to remember, at the end of the day, we do all this for our families, not for anybody online. So what do I offer? I offer a family. I offer a relationship. I offer a better company. I offer an environment that makes it that makes a person that works for me not want to leave. So there you go. There's your answer. I
wish I could unban him, but I can't figure out how to do it.
Well, maybe we'll just have to hit his comments on the next episode. One thing I have done that I feel like I've seen a lot of other companies makes other companies go under, and just to touch another point on kind of what Chris was saying about that guy that got banned here. He was saying 10 years in the game. You got to understand that over 70% of small businesses statistically fail within the first 7 years. So if anybody's on this podcast that's got a business that's a decade old, they're doing something right. And they definitely have some information for you that can help. Maybe you want to do things differently. I know I want to do things differently than Chris, and that's okay. Chris likes to keep it small. He likes to keep it, maybe not even small. He just likes to keep his family fed and working year round. And that's amazing. I am looking to do something a little bit bigger. I do want a bigger fleet. Currently, we do have, I got 2 vans and 2 trucks. So we got two vans and 1 truck that goes out for residential. And then we have a big truck for commercial that helps. We also have a trailer. Something I'm proud of in my company is that every single one of these things is owned. I have a pink slip for everything.
Hey, who's got a fleet? Who has a fleet?
Josh
put a loan out. I've never put a loan out on anything. I've always saved up the full amount, which I know some people might say is a bad idea, but a lot of the reasons some businesses go under is because during the low time of their year or during the slow time of their year, they're still having to pay out their loan payments or their car payments or their truck payments every single month on 4 or 5 vehicles. I don't have to do that because I saved up the money. I purchased the vehicles cash outright. I own them. So even if sometimes we have a truck or 2 that might be lulled or might be a little slow, it doesn't matter because we own it.
I love that. I operate in the same manner. Everything is, we own it all. We don't. Yeah, no loans. I mean, we got car loan for my wife's car. I don't even know. I tried to talk her into just paying for it, but she didn't. She wanted to carry the loan, so we just carried the loan for the car, but that's pretty much it. I pay all my credit cards on time, full every month, which I know is dumb because you're supposed to carry a balances, but I'm a credit card's worst customer, bro. They loan me the money and I pay it back on time with no interest. I collect all the points, dude. I love it.
Screw this guy.
I'm like, screw this, dude. I'm paying on time, dude.
209 Hitman jumping in here saying, "What's up, Timo?" Who's 209
what's up,
Hitman?
Chris?
Yeah,
that's Cristobal. We call him Cristobal Wallace or Christopherson.
Yeah.
The thing about it is you have we should mention that there, with all the different types of companies, there are those that just do residential and there's those that just do commercial and there's those that do both and like to walk in both paths of sectors. When I first started out, I did nothing but commercial, and in that first business I had 2 partners with me and we made a good amount of money and it was great. But we also had to deal with something, Josh, you don't know what this is. We dealt with a lot of net 30, net 60, and it was annoying. And when you're renting, putting out $10,000, $20,000 for lifts and this and employees and you're only cleaning like schools, it's prevailing wage, and you're paying everybody $54. Like, come on, man. I mean, there's a bunch of different things. Nowadays, I don't deal with any of that. I don't have to send a DOS 140 and 142 form to the different counties for the different schools that we're in. So, if you ask why somebody does something like that, what you should be worrying about is this, and it's exactly what we said tonight. No matter what your business is, you got to be thinking about what your goal is, and if you're going to be working year round, or if you're just those that just clean the solar panels during the summertime and the season. But for the sake of it, if you're a solar panel cleaning company or one of these guys that are trying to make it year round because you've made this your full-time job, who cares, dude? The point being is these add-on services are the ones that we're talking about, and the ones that are for you that should increase your ticket price, that should help you make it so that you can work through the whole year. You just got to find the right time, and like Tetris, you got to find the seasons to where these services fit. Like we're talking with the gutter cleaning, with the window cleaning, how to really approach it, market. And that is the reason for podcasts and training and different certification programs to go ahead and share things that you might not know about yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Boy Wonder here says start cheap. Don't spend $5K on tools before even starting to see a future with it. I agree 100%. I think we've also touched on this on the pod before. Like, you know, every season, every spring, summer season, sometimes in the winter, I'll see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skids going up for sale, solar panel cleaning equipment for sale, filters, brushes, all of it for sale. And that's because I think, you know, like Boy said, people are jumping in a little early, investing too much before they've really figured out what's for them and how they can do it. So start small, do what you can. And then if you get to a point where you can save your money and keep making enough cash to keep the business afloat, start buying some stuff that's going to make you bigger and better. Mark Dark's here.
He needs my keys. He's actually in the house. He's down here working with me. We got a big interior remodel project that we're working on. We took off early today and went golfing. So I had to leave the course a little early, and I think he's locked out of the house. So,
quick question, Tim. If you're okay with sharing this information on the pod, you know, what kind of job? What kind of job are you and Mark Dark working on right now, and what type of revenue is it showing your company? And secondly, I just want to touch base that the boys are out on the golf course, hitting the 18 hole while you're sitting here bitching in our comments. All right, if you ain't making enough money to get your ass on the 18 course and hit some holes and have some Bloody Marys, then you should just shut up.
Hey, to be fair, I only hit 17 holes because I had to make sure to get this stream up and going. Even though it was a rough start, you know, I had to make sure I can't let these guys down, bro. They expect us to be here and be on time, dude. I had to be here.
Finally got your connection going. Goodness, we were having a little bit of a rough time there with you in the beginning. I'm glad you made it.
No, I'm sorry. It was working for my phone, and then I came to the office here, to my shed, and I fucking my little power strip blew a fuse. So nothing was charged. I don't know. I still don't really know exactly what happened, but I was able to finagle together a little mock setup.
Got you here now. Boy Wonder, man. This guy's live in the comments right now. Chris, what is...
So that's a great question.
I saw
that. Yeah, well, okay, so PH7 is where the Solar 7 comes from. An amazing guy, Frank Bialek, who's a genius. The guy, actually, he likes to keep bees, he likes to keep bees. He's got a bunch of those beehives that he takes care of. The guy is just a genius, like I said. Now, they also have PH7. Originally, they have the water filtration systems, and then they created something called a Tech 7. And this was crazy, and I tried this, and it was just a piece of, like, I want to say brass and copper and a few different things, and it had a different effect on the water. And as that hit the solar panels, it kind of made them hydrophobic. And so there was a different type of clean for it, and we did that for a few years trying it out. The Solar 7, when that hit the scene, there was a few different things about it that were really, really awesome. It got out there. I tried to help to be a part of it. There was issues with it, things that were beyond my control that I didn't even know. And I think that they're still trying to develop it. I think they might have closed the door on the developments altogether. So I don't even think that Frank and PH7 is working on it. But that's about the last thing I've heard about that.
Gotcha. Nice.
Thing that you're talking about? Is it a chemical? Is it a tool?
No, it's like a thing you plug a hose into, dude. It's like the smallest filter you've ever seen in your whole life.
It's amazing. The Tech 7, it does. Oh yeah, it's amazing. It does something else to the water. Now you can use it. We use a Tech 7 still today. We add it, when we're cleaning. It's at the end of the hose, and then we have our gun nozzle. It just helps a lot with our cleaning. PH7.
Is this what we're talking about?
Look up PH7 water filtration system. I feel like Joe Rogan. Jamie, pull up that PH7.
Yeah. Hey, we might have to hire somebody for that.
Okay, and he's got another one. Boy, you've got some good questions, and I'll tell you about that too. You got a really good questions, man. This guy's awesome. Hold on, I want to tell you. You know, a lot of people say a lot of things, and there's a lot of assumptions of things. So as he's showing this PH7, it's not that. It's PH7 Walter. Maybe look up window cleaning water filtration system. So inside the cleaner's, it's actually outside of the cleaner's box. We did that many years ago, and I did that with Luis Meniz, who is he had some family issues and wasn't able to do the show anymore, and that is why we developed into the solar panel cleaning podcast, which turned into a situation where there was a lot of people, and as Tim can tell you, when you end up having to take care of a podcast all by yourself, and you have a family and you try to run a business and you have to deal with a lot of people, right? And then online stuff and people, why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I decided not to do it anymore because I wanted some freedom. Because again, I'm just a blue collar solar panel cleaner. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not an influencer. I'm nobody special. I'm just like everybody else. Now there it is right there. That's PH7. Now, so these guys are really, really good. They're a family. They're third generation window cleaners, and they created this system. And so they created a Tech 7, which was before we started talking. I was approached. They started talking to me about the Solar 7, and it went out for a little bit. The design of it was, I think, simplistic in its ways, but definitely there was some stuff that needed to be fixed. Initially, the reasoning behind it to have this Solar 7 was to be able to clean solar panels without DI or with RO. I mean, both of you guys, I'm sure you guys spend a lot of money on DI and RO filters. Can you imagine not having to spend $1 on any filters?
We buy it in bulk. It's not so bad.
It's not as bad, but, it's not as bad. I mean, I'm not like complaining or anything like that. But that was the point of the Solar 7. But
Chris, just thought I'd work this out. I thought the same thing. Mark Dark jumped in here and said, "You're an influencer now, buddy."
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Hey, Timo, if you're cool, I'm going to share my screen here.
Yes, sir.
I got my guys out. I was talking a little bit about the bimbo factories we're doing. I got my guys out here in South San Francisco today on another bimbo factory. Can you guys see my screen?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
So go down to present.
Hey, real quick, if I could. Hey, thank you very, very much. Yeah. I appreciate the questions. It was very, very kind of you, and I appreciate the compliment. It's very, very kind of you. Thank you, man, and thank you for watching. And if I could say real quick, right now I do have something of everything that's coming, all accumulated to something. I do have something called Chris's Rants. It's a video series that I'm putting out. There's part 1 and part 2 that is out right now, which is standardization efforts in the solar panel cleaner. That's the first one. And the second one is failures, which, speaking of asking questions, you should go watch it. There's a lot to learn there. The third one, which these all tie together, and when you get to the 10th video, you'll see the whole thing all together. But the third one is something that we've spoken about here on this podcast, and that's licenses and certifications. So get ready for that one, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out probably in the next day. Hope you guys enjoy it. That's what I got. That's all I got.
Sweet. Nice. So, like I was saying here, I got my guys out on Montebello. I just got my guys back from Montebello. They were dealing with a solar cleaning out there and a fire, and it was pretty bad. So we just got them back into town. Now they're doing the South San Francisco bimbo factory. We're actually heading back out at the end of this month to go deliver a bunch of goods to all the victims out there and the people that have been evacuated and the policemen and firemen. So hopefully we'll be able to help them out. But this site is super bad. It's on a bimbo bakery factory. So they have these exhaust pipes all over the roof that spit flour exhaust all over the campus. And then this site specifically is also right next to the airport. So it's also covered with a bunch of jet fuel exhaust. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference here, but the back 3-4 arrays there are cleaned, and we have the front ones. The difference is wild. I have a couple panels here. You guys can see how bad the flour is caked on them.
Oh, wow.
After we're finished.
It's probably like caked on your boots and stuff too, huh?
And it is a fight, man. It's a fight.
Are you having to use way more water per panel?
Oh yeah. You're looking at like a double, triple pass on some of these panels because the grease and the grime on them are so. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow.
This is right underneath one of the exhaust vents, so it's wild. It's like scraping sourdough bread off of a solar panel. I mean, it is no fun task. That's for sure.
They look great though once they're clean, man.
Yeah, they have. Look at how thick this grease and stuff is on here. I mean, I had an inch of black muck on my fingers when I did this morning. So just some of the fun stuff to share on some of our sites that we do on commercial. Some of the stuff you'll have to deal with if you end up getting into some of these factories and some of these rooftop cleanings. And another fun one is having to step in a bunch of cow manure when you're working on a farm. Those are never fun. I don't know if you guys have any of those sites.
Yes, you know what? Because I'll talk about the two. Because I did have a customer back, I'd say about 6 years ago, that was in San Diego, and it was on the roof of a tall building. I mean, like 7-8 stories up, and they were the panels were nasty because they were by vents and stuff like that. These are reasons why I don't do commercial. I don't want to even do that shit. Excuse my language. But
for Josh.
Yeah, right. I totally backed away from it. We did it for quite a few years, and when the contract came up to its to the end of its contract, I did not want to re-sign. They started to, we were renegotiating, and I was like, you know what? We're stepping into residential, so we're not going to be doing commercial anymore. I just
that's interesting. I feel like me and Chris have we're kind of ping pong back and forth. Like he does things, we kind of do things backwards. Like he jumped into commercial first, and then kind of slid his way into residential and loves residential. And I love residential. I will never ever leave residential. But I started in residential and then like had to learn how to get into commercial, had to learn about those net 30s, had to learn about carrying that debt and payroll and the insurances while we're waiting for payment. So it can be stressful for sure if you're doing commercial work. It's no joke.
Tim, Josh, let me tell you this, okay? And I think because I say this a lot, and people are like, what do you mean? Why do you like residential, not commercial? Listen, this past Christmas, me and my wife received over 30-something cards from customers, like saying, hey, Merry Christmas. We even received, they even sent us, they were a little elderly customers, but sent us checks with money saying Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. Never one did any of my commercial customers. I've worked at one of the jobs that I did was for these glass thermal solar panels, and this was a project that was actually Bill Gates was a part of, and this was quite a few years ago. I hated it. They treated us like crap. They treated us like we were idiots, like we were just solar panel cleaners. So, there's a big difference, and that's fine.
Try being a painter, bro. Try being a painter. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, I can paint. I just, it's not worth my time. And I don't want to pay you anything to do it either,
Right.
Yeah, everybody's a painter until crazy. I show up. Or
hey, real quick.
Shout out.
Manuel.
What's up, my boy from UV Protect, the one and only.
Love it, dude.
Next month,
applause for your boy. Let's get a round of applause. Oh
yeah.
Hit that, Josh. Next, what's that? The second Friday. Hold on, you guys. The second Friday of next month, we're gonna have Manuel on the podcast with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. My kids just came out of the room. Hold on 1 second. Let me get their mom to get them back.
That's funny. We only got a couple more minutes left, anyways. This is a good episode. I kind of wish I didn't ban Homeboy. I feel bad now.
I kind of do because I want to get on that.
I meant to put him on a timeout, but I hit the ban, and now I'm like, how do I unban somebody?
Right? Because he was saying some. Okay, listen. Here's
Well, my thing, I didn't even see. I was just like saw negativity, and I was like, "Forget this, dude. I'm already stressing out. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my computer."
Well, I don't
like,
care
oh
what you
my
say
gosh.
about me, because a lot of people say about me things.
Oh, I don't care, dude. I've been on
But
YouTube now for 4
here's
years,
the
bro,
thing.
and I was in
You know
a
what I'm
punk
saying?
band before that. You think I give a
That's what
shit
I'm
what
saying.
anybody says about me, dude?
That's what
I
I'm
do
saying.
not care, bro.
Listen, Tim gets it. I used to play in bands in the early 2000s and whatnot. But let me tell you something. What pissed me off, if you didn't catch it, he said something about your wife, and I think that's crossing the line. It's okay to talk shit about
Oh,
each
what'd
other.
he say?
He said something about like your wife probably pays
your
the
wife's
bills,
probably
you know,
supporting
so-
you.
She does.
Yeah.
She does pay the internet bill.
Hey, my wife is listen, don't be mad at me because my wife is a trophy wife and or I'm a trophy husband because my wife is an accountant, makes a lot of money working for a big company. Hey, I'm proud of her and all this stuff that she's done. And trust me, there was a time where I supported things. But either way, guys,
wife.
He's
it's
talking shit about my old lady. I'll sick my old
You know-
lady on him, dude. She'll fucking whoop some ass, dude.
I was
I
gonna
know
say
she
my
will,
wife's
she will.
Puerto Rican. She'll kick that ass, but whatever.
That's funny.
All right,
I
guys,
didn't
well,
even.
that was,
I was just like, honestly,
done.
bro. I'm like, he's not. When I just seen like the first negative comment, I was just like, we don't need him in here, bro. He's obviously not our part of our audience. Dude. The
Hater.
people that are in
You're not
here,
gonna provide some value. GTFO.
yeah, we're not providing him any value. So why does it matter?
He's
you know?
all
We're just-
mad. He's all mad. He's mad because nobody's listening to him, and he's like,
I don't
well, maybe
even.
if
I
go
already
there-
forgot about him, bro.
Yeah,
I
guys,
just wish
well,
I
this
could
was-
bring him back in here.
This was one heck of an episode.
Yeah, this is one for the books. This is one for the
Shout out to
books,
the
bro.
wife. Shout out to the wife,
Yeah.
for sure. What Dark put in here, I think
There it
all
is.
of us can say we wouldn't be where we are today without our
Oh,
missus. I know I wouldn't. She has
yeah.
been my backbone, my support system from the beginning.
Same.
And although she's not an accountant, she does run my phones. She's got amazing customer service. She handles all my clients the way that I like to handle my clients.
Hey, your
She
wife
listens-
makes bread and sourdough and stuff, man. She's amazing.
Yeah, she does. She's got her
Our
own
wives are amazing.
business too. Yeah, I agree. So, hey, shout out to the wives. Shout out to our support system. If you don't have a support system, find one, get one, because you need some people that got your back.
That's
but
why we're
once
trying to
again-
be here. We're trying to
Yeah.
provide you guys a support system. I feel like, when I was starting out, there wasn't a lot of support. And you guys know I've reached out to you guys too first in the beginning. It's like, so I mean, just everyone knows in the podcast here that I'm an advocate for just reaching out to your competitors. I don't really see them as competitors, but
Shoot a message. If you got a question, shoot a message. If you got
Yeah.
a gripe, shoot a message. There's no problem with touching bases with people. You might get the answers you're looking for. But once again, guys, this is a great episode 7, the top 3 add-on services for solar panel cleaning, which is gutter cleaning, window cleaning, and bird abatement. This is Rise and Shine, the solar panel cleaning podcast, where we get you the tips and tricks for safety and success. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.